these days, like, has there ever been like serious talk, like, in the past few years to really kind of reboot the Brady Bunch that you know of, or with you
Listen,
guys?
we invented rebooting. We've been doing it since 19. Well, we were doing it while we were doing the show. We're doing a cartoon show, and then we went into the variety show, and then we had the Christmas special, and then the Brady Girls Got Married, and the Brady Brides, and we had the Bradys, and then so I think, as Chris pointed out, there is an orbit. There is the orbit of Bradiness, and so you never know when it's going to point its finger next.
If they were going to reboot it, like say they came to you guys and they were going to reboot it, like a lot of shows like just kind of start over, like say they wanted to start it over and really have like people that were your ages around them, now, like, are there any like young teen actors that you can think of off the top of your head to play like Greg or Bobby or Peter?
Oh, a real remake, huh?
I don't know. I'm not sure I'm aware. Yeah, no, we'd have to put some time into the casting of that. Certainly any reboot would be slightly different, but it would have at its core what it was we believe the core is of this thing, and that's it's about support and it's about love. I mean, it comes back to love. It's about how individuals treat one another, even if they don't agree or do something that's off-putting. At the end of the day, your family's got your back, and you've corrected course if you were off, and you're respected. One of the few shows where adults respected kids and kids respected adults. And maybe that arc is a longer one, but maybe there's value in that.
I honestly don't think a show, a remake, a literal remake of the show would work today. It was a time, and it was a style, and it was appropriate then. But I think tastes in many ways have changed, and certainly the technologies has changed it. And I think our addiction to the cell phones and things like Instagram, swipe, has created a different kind of audience.
I think that the Brady's, since we're kind of aspirational, it would be that those who grew up with us are now, owners of their own family. They're probably grandparents at this point, and their life is a little different than they envisioned, by and large. And there's, I'm sure that they'd be curious to see, well, what happened with the Bradys? Did theirs also go off path, and how did they get it back? So with that, maybe the comet comes back around, and we're able to show a different side of Brady, or
you make a good point, Chris.
Age of Brady.
We might have played Brady's on TV, but we were not Brady's in real life. Right.
I do know that. No, I'm not sure that everybody knows that. I mean, I know you do a lot of like the conventions, and I mean, I imagine you guys get recognized walking down the street, but yes, that I know. But I imagine not everybody does, right? Like that. I mean, people might blur that line just because you are in so many homes. And like Mike was saying, like twice a day as they were making their peanut butter sandwiches and after school.
Crazy ideas come our way, the last of which is The Masked Singer, come out of the blue. So back when reality television was sort of just getting rolling, this is 2007 or 8. I believe my brothers here were also called on this. An opportunity was presented about a casino group putting together a hotel that's going to have themed rooms. And I said, okay. And what's the show about? Well, we're going to make a Brady room. I get it. I get that. Okay. So, and what is our role in this? Well, you're going to live in the room. Yeah. I say, live in the room. Yeah. Just like you did. Just like you just like you did on the show. And you realize this is a reality show and we're not a real family. So that didn't really happen. So how are we to live together without it being scripted? Because it's not like it's a real family. We're not, Ozzie and Harriet. people do lose track.
They do. Well, what about, listen, I mean, if anyone knows about reality TV, you guys were on The Masked Singer, you know, you were on Surreal Life, Christopher, My Fair Brady. You guys did a very Brady renovation, which was great. Would you ever, like with like Maureen and Eve and Susan, like, would you guys ever do, and I don't know what that would look like, do a reality show, the six of you?
I think my reality career is retired.
You've had some doozies there.
Yeah, I don't need any more.
You have
The,
more.
I like the safety of a scripted arena. Is fine with me.
There are a ton of interesting, cool, very strange things that are what the Masked Singer is. And one of which is that this is completely backwards. You do all the publicity after the show. It's just so upside down and so strange. And I just think the weirdest ones become the biggest hits. And that, you know, Masked Singer is a gigantic hit. And you can see why, but it's just so strange.
So I guess what Michael's telling me is, Chris, never say never.
Right.
It was an
Take them as
interesting
they come.
phenomenon. Both Michael and I had to travel from out of town to Los Angeles to do the taping. And of course, you disappear for a week. Your friends, everyone you know, family members, they want to know why or where you're going. The only person in my immediate world was my wife that knew where I was going, and no one. It's absolutely no one for all these months, for 2.5 months now. And I keep saying, no, like, yeah, I can't, I just can't talk about that right now. But today I've been texting with masses of people.
Have you heard and what advice would you give? Now we have the Mummies, maybe we'll have the Mumettes in the future with Eve and Maureen and Susan. We can have a different costume, of course, but
I'll watch it. I'll watch it for sure. I think it'd be fun.
What advice?
Yeah, in fact, I think even the girls who we're in touch, all of us. We couldn't tell them either. They didn't know. They do now.
Have you heard from any of them yet? I know it's only been a few hours.
Yeah, we started.
I have not.
Pretty early.
I talked to Susan briefly last night. Yeah.
Cool.
Is she shocked?
She said, "Oh, that's what you were doing." Like, yeah, we kept it a secret.
The secret project.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm working on a secret project that I can't tell you about.
We always know what each other are up to, even if we're not involved. And there's always something, but not this time.
You did. And the fans online,